Great. So, greetings everybody, and I thought I'd give a little bit of background who we are. So we're a bit of a tech startup within a pension fund. That's pretty exciting, isn't it? But we're all owned by you. So it's and me, the Canadian Pension Plan Investment Board. So what are we doing? We're part of a group of people that are bringing Wi-Fi and cellular connectivity into transit systems. What's highlighted there is it's Canadians that are behind the Wi-Fi and cellular rollout in the New York subway system, and in Hong Kong, and here in Toronto. It's not very well known things. We don't toot our horn very well. So let's do it. So really, what was our task? We have a 20-year contract. We're going to be building till 2032, 2034. Things are changing. It's acronym soup out there. What are we doing? So that's kind of the long-term objective, to have everything. What can we do in the short term? In the short term, we can roll out a Wi-Fi network. So we launched in 2013 TCONNECT. TCONNECT is an ad-supported Wi-Fi service. It's open, available to everyone, tourists, anybody from Toronto worried about their data programs, or quite frankly, that's all that's working down there right now. Above ground Wi-Fi has a bad rap at times in congested environments. Below ground, it's sweet. There's nothing else down there. It's working great. We're also cellular capable, meaning we've built, when the road is open, you put the wires in, and that's what we've done. In essence, what we're doing is driving fiber, cable, wires to these stations, and then turning on service. We can't turn on a service without a licensed cellular carrier to plug in, so we created TCONNECT. It's been an exciting experience. So this is our progress to date. The bar on the left there shows the number of entrances that are covered. So you can see, quietly, since December 2013, we've now covered close to 400,000 to 500,000 entrances a day. When I say entrances a day, these are people that are actually entering the subway system and traversing the system. So we're pretty excited about our growth. We won the contract in December 2012. We launched in December 2013, and we've marched through the network since then. In essence, today it's an ad-supported Wi-Fi network. So you click on an ad, you watch an ad. Nobody wants to watch an ad, but hey, we got to build something. This is what we're working on. So by the Pan Am Games, which is July of 2015, ahead of that, by March 2015, we will have half the entrances covered to the system. So something we're pretty proud of. What's the market there? I mean, look, we all see these different statistics. We could put in anything here. We could say that every 6 minutes, this, that. There's a bunch of stats here to fill a slide. In essence, we're all addicted to our phones. I watched everybody out front here, and everyone's struggling. Do I have a beer? Do I have a glass of wine? Or do I eat? But there was no question what was in the other hand. It was in everyone's phone. So I watched this. I can do my transit pose. But what's in my hand? A phone. So what we're doing is we're actually connecting people. I'm not really sure what the slide is that says sex, but I'm just going to say that this is perhaps the sex of people that are using our service, not the streetcar named Desire. But so in essence, we're seeing 65% men and 35% females that have been using this to date, which means we got to do some awareness, which what we're here tonight. It's predominantly a mobile network. 96% is Samsungs, iPhones, small amount of Blackberries. It's wildly an Apple network is what it is. And the top 4 things that people like to do on the subway: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. It's pretty apparent what people use. And here's our network. I was asked earlier if I would come in and we would set up a network. Well, it's those guys down on the bottom right that do the work. Why does it take so long? Why isn't it built yet? Why is Toronto so far behind? Well, actually, London just rolled this out as well. New York's in the process of rolling it out. And those 4 fellows down there, that's 4 o'clock in the morning at Bloor Yonge Station, they're busy doing work when they can. They're not petite guys, and there's 200,000 people a day that traverse that station. The Torontonians here hear the need for a Young Relief Line or Bloor, Young Relief Line. What it is, you think about it, there's 200,000 people a day switch through this station. And for that, we have to put in kilometers of cables. It's pretty difficult. but it's a lot of fun actually. So the photo above shows our product being installed at Union Station. And then what's red down the line there is what we built from Bloor Young down to Union, and Union back up to St. George. So, you know, with that, I will say you can just imagine what you see and the type of characters that traverse the system. On October 31st, Halloween, I was there at 10:30 at night. I counted 17 Batmen. Now, my coworkers think it's kind of laugh at me about it, but, you know, I enjoyed it. I thought, you know, if we had all these superheroes doing something, we'd have this done by now. Thanks, guys. Are there any questions? Yes? Sure. So the question is it always going to be ads in front, or can there be a pay-per-use service? And that's a great question. Listen, we've contemplated a lot of different business models. This thing's going to be going 2032, 2033. Today, I don't think there'd be a lot of response for an ad-supported network or subscription model as we build it out. But when we get down the road, we'll look at it. If the demand is there, we'll use it. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. So the question is, what about in between the stations? And it's a common question. Look, it's great to be in a business where everyone wants more of what you're doing. You know, when I talk to my neighbors, it's like, oh, that's great. When is the rest of it coming? Why can't I use it on the train? All great questions. To make it work on the train, you have to make the Wi-Fi a hotspot. Right now, what we're doing is driving fiber to each station, making the stations a point of presence. I will guarantee that Wellesley Station is probably the most lit up building in the city of Toronto right now. There's an 864 count fiber running into that station. Just look at it like this. Between Wellesley and College, you've got the endpoints. Down the road, let's just say, we'll see what happens. Today, we have to roll out the stations first. But it's a fair point.
What's your biggest technical challenge?
So the question was, what's our biggest technical challenge? What I thought it would be and what it actually is, it changes every day. Really what it is the amount of associations when somebody trusts our network and then they go through each station day in, day out. We have literally millions of devices if you start looking at each station as a different zone. We've had to figure out how we do our redirects and which layer it's going to be. And if you want to know further, give us an email at info@TCONNECT and we can let you know. We did talk to the guys at Virgin Media in England that went through this, and the guys at BART Rail in San Francisco, and we're now teaching them how it works.
What's the hardest part being a startup as part of a pension fund?
So the question is, what's the hardest part being a startup and then a pension fund? So years ago, it was them trying to understand the business model. Now they're totally on board and they get it. It's exciting. These guys are above 1 Queen Street East, which is the Queen subway station. The hard part was getting them over the line. They get it now. They're on board. Pardon the pun.
Any other questions?
How many base stations are there in the base stations, or how many?
Yeah, sure. So the question was, how many base stations do we have? So Toronto has roughly 60 kilometers of tunnels. For Wi-Fi on the IT side, technically we'd only need one base station because we run fiber through all the tunnels. For the cellular side, we think we'll need about 3 because there's roughly a 10-kilometer limitation for the cellular guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.